Paul's second letter.
That's not how you do it.
So with the second.
That's not how you do it either. That's not how you do it either. That's not how you do it either.
Paul's first.
Okay, you asked for it.
All right.
You ready?
Letter to Timothy. Paul spent many years traveling about and starting new churches, and he developed a large team of co-workers in this mission. Timothy was one of these. Paul was once in the city of Lystra, and he met Timothy's faithful mother and grandmother, and he was impressed by Timothy's passion and devotion to Jesus. And so Paul mentored him for many years and eventually started sending him on missions to different churches. And so when Paul got word about a group of leaders who infiltrated the influential church in Ephesus, they were spreading incorrect views about Jesus and what it means to follow him, he sent Timothy to confront these leaders and restore order to this church. So after Timothy arrived there, Paul sent this letter to follow up and instruct him on how to fulfill this mission. The letter has a really cool design. There's an opening and closing commission to Timothy to go confront these leaders and their bad theology. And then these surround two large central sections that are full of really practical instructions about the problems that Timothy faced in the Ephesian church. And then finally, all these sections are linked together or concluded by a series of 3 poems that each exalt the risen Jesus as the King of the world. Let's dive in and you'll see how it works. Paul opens by recalling how he sent Timothy to Ephesus to confront these leaders who were spreading their strange teaching. And he describes how these guys are obsessed with speculating about the Torah, specifically the early stories and genealogies in the book of Genesis. And as we'll see, they had developed all kinds of weird teachings about food and marriage and sex that weren't consistent with the teachings of Jesus or the apostles. He even names some of these people, Alexander and Hymenaeus, and he describes how their teaching has divided the church, it's generated controversy. And Paul says this is actually the first clear sign that their teaching is distorted. When genuine Christian teaching is done, it's faithful to the way of Jesus, and it results in love and genuine faith. And he says the purpose of the Torah anyway isn't to fuel speculation. Rather, its purpose is to expose the truth about the human condition, as it did for Paul. Correct teaching about the Torah will lead people to see the grace of God revealed in the Messiah, who came to save sinful, broken people. And so Paul closes here with a poem that honors King Jesus over all, and he calls Timothy to shut these men and their false teaching down. He then addresses very specific problems in this church caused by the false teachers. First of all, he calls Timothy to hold regular church prayer gatherings, to pray for the governing leaders of Rome and for peace. Because peace in the land, it creates an ideal setting for Jesus' followers to keep spreading their message about the God of peace, who wants all people to be saved, the God who sent Jesus as the only mediator to give his life as a ransom for all. In contrast to the false teachers, Paul reminds Timothy that God wants to rescue the whole world, and prayer is going to keep this at the forefront of their minds. Paul then addresses problems related to men and women who are being influenced by these corrupt leaders in Ephesus. So he first shuts down a group of men who were getting drawn into angry theological disputes started by the teachers. He says these guys should learn how to pray. Then he confronts a group of wealthy women in the church who were treating the Sunday gathering like a fashion show. They were dressing so upscale that they would shame most of the other people who couldn't afford such a wardrobe. And not only that, but some of these women were also usurping leadership positions in the church, and they were teaching others the bad theology of the corrupt teachers. And so Paul shuts these women down. He says they should not teach or lead in the church. And then he goes on to explore the story of Adam and Eve and the serpent from Genesis chapter 3. Now, this is one of those sections in Paul's letters where, like Peter said, he's kind of hard to understand. There are many different views about what Paul meant here. Some think that Paul is prohibiting women from ever teaching or leading men in any church, and that his comments about Adam and Eve are about how God has ordered that only men should be leaders in the church. There are others who think that Paul is prohibiting women from having leadership authority over men in a church, but that once educated, women should and can teach as leaders in a church under male leadership. And there are still others who think that Paul is only prohibiting these women in Ephesus, and that his comments about Adam and Eve are a comparison of how these women have been deceived by the false teachers. Whichever view you take, Paul is clear that these Ephesian women need to come under Timothy's leadership and get a proper theological education. And the goal is to help them grow so that they could one day become like the outstanding female ministers that Paul mentions in his other letters, like Phoebe or Junia or Priscilla. Paul continues to address this leadership crisis, and he calls Timothy to appoint a small, healthy team of husbands and fathers who will act like elders or overseers for the church. These should be men of outstanding character and integrity, and they will work alongside a team of deacons. It's a Greek word that means servant. And these are men and women who actually lead and do the ministries of the church, and they are to have the same kind of character as the elders. And all together, these people should be known for healthy relationships in their families, because that will demonstrate their ability to lead in the church, which is God's family. And the way of life that they live all together, it's consistent with the story about Jesus, which is explored in the closing poem, about his incarnation, his death, his resurrection, his exaltation as king, and then the spread of his new family throughout the whole world. Paul's second body of instructions for Timothy are, again, very specific to the problems caused by these bad leaders. So he first corrects their bad theology. They've been telling people to stop eating certain kinds of foods, most likely meat, and to stop getting married, which Paul thinks is ridiculous. So he goes to Genesis 1, and he reminds Timothy that God's entire creation is very good. Problems caused by these bad leaders. So he first corrects their bad theology. They've been telling people to stop eating certain kinds of foods, most likely meat, and to stop getting married, which Paul thinks is ridiculous. So he goes to Genesis 1, and he reminds Timothy that God's entire creation is very good, including food and marriage. It is all to be received with gratefulness by those who know and give thanks to the Creator. Paul then moves on to address problems about the church's care of widows. So this very important ministry was being taken advantage of by younger, wealthy widows, most likely the same troublemaking women from chapter 2. They would sign up for the church's support, but then spend their days sleeping around, spreading gossip, and damaging the church's reputation in the city. Paul is having none of it. He says that only older widows that have no other family support qualify, and for these, the church should show the love and generosity of Jesus. Paul then addresses problems among some older men in the church, and Timothy is to respect their age but not their misbehavior, which seems to be alcohol-related. They're damaging the church's reputation in Ephesus. And so Timothy is in love to confront them and have them step down if they're in leadership. And then Paul adds this interesting side note that this doesn't mean that Timothy himself should never drink. Given his stomach problems, he should probably have a glass of wine each night with dinner. Paul then addresses a problem among Christian slaves. Some of them were disrespecting their Christian masters. And so, yes, the gospel creates equality among Jesus' followers. However, Paul thinks that equality needs to be implemented in a strategic way that doesn't compromise the mission and witness of the church. If Christians become associated with slave rebellions, they are compromised. The Christian transformation of the Roman household had to be implemented strategically so that their neighbors could be persuaded and not repulsed by this new vision of God's family. Finally, Paul closes the letter by calling Timothy again to confront the corrupt leaders. Paul here exposes their motives to make lots of money by accumulating followers and then charging them all high rates for their teaching. These teachers betray Jesus and his message of contentment and simple living. And so Paul instructs the wealthy Ephesian Christians to become rich in good works and generosity, to be people who submit all of their resources to King Jesus, and he's the one who inspires the final poem about how he is the true king above all other kings. First Timothy is a really important letter. It helps us gain a holistic vision of the nature and mission of the church. So what a Jesus community believes will directly shape how that community lives and behaves in its city. And so its theology, its beliefs have to be constantly critiqued and formed by the scriptures and the good news about Jesus. And how the church is perceived in public is also very important to Paul. Christians should be known as people who are full of integrity, known for good works, known for serving the poor and the most vulnerable, all out of devotion to the risen King Jesus. And that's what 1 Timothy is all about.
All right. What's that to you, bruh? We can have corrupt ways of thinking. That's good. And like proper study of the Torah, where should it lead to? Yeah, where should like it? What does it reveal about our hearts? That we need help, and that the person who helps us, Jesus, who've completely transformed us. Amen. All right, we could be on until we got to go.
Did I hear Rocket League? No. Are you sure? Okay, let me join you. Give me a moment.
Yeah, hurry up or else I'm not playing with you. What?
Friendship denied.
We can't be friends now?
If you don't play Rocket League with me right now, we're not friends.
Revoke friendship?
And your dog smells of elderberries.
Oh, I'm hurt.
Can that light be turned off?
I don't know, can it?
Thank you. Ooh. Oos.
Juice?
Juice? Oos?
A neo-health routine. I like juices.
I like the juice. I like papaya. Papaya. What? Oh, they changed this.
Wisdom of the past. Just breathe.
That's some beautiful artwork. Oh.
Origination.
Good break.
Strength. Eternity. This is beyond my grasp.
Oh, I see.
Let's get ready to rumble.
I can't quite grasp this one.
Why is that one?
Persistence.
Ah!
Oh, what? I swear I faced.
What secrets lie within?
That was.
That well-worn storage case by now contains tokens of gratitude from many gods and more. A perpetual reminder that the Princess of the Dead shall never fight alone.
You're always with me. I now can remember a keepsake to start with each night. Stay here. Come, Phrenos. fear may spread. For the will of night.
Such courage in the face of fear.
Oh, if it did, please I would have still made that in.
No! No!
Ah! How dare you? You lost at one punch man. How could you?
Boy, at least I have a goal.
I got spikes. No, I got spikes. Ain't no way. Come here.
The boatman. I can't.
Ah! Ah!
What would Night have me do? It's me. To higher ground.
Was AFK.
I will not fail.
AFK. There you go.
Lord Zeus, King of Olympus, I am honored to be in your service. I vow to use your thunderous power for the greater good of our family.
Even in such a time, you paid proper respect to your lord uncle, my well-mannered niece. Know in turn you have my gratitude. You're wise to bear my cloud bangle, my niece. How easily I spotted you with it, so that I may bestow my blessings when you need them most. Now choose, and smite our enemies as I would do myself if I were there.
Just another night on the town. No thanks. I can't.
You're just outside the Aethera Gates, aren't you? That city is beyond salvation. I know they used to worship your mother and father there, but still. If it were up to me alone, I'd sweep the place away and start anew.
Oh.
Good find. The city square. You shades are getting out of there.
What's your reaction for it? You gotta lock in.
I just need to get freaking suction on all the good.
Bo's saying game. Bo's gonna get it. even make that? I need to watch it. So embarrassing for
The black
them
coat
now.
shines. Traitor.
Let's move it.
Damn it. Pylon destroyed.
Ah.
That light.
So, you're a bit of a witch, are ya? Well, not I. Stuck with this family already, don't see why I'd want another one. But I understand the appeal, I suppose. Plenty of candles and fire to it, isn't there?
Couldn't do it.
Stop. Look at our teammate. Gold doesn't even help.
Phrenos, hypnotize. See you in the crossroads.
Just saved it.
What else is here?
A wandering dead who cannot find your peace.
Ah.
I saw that. Is not your despair a choice. For I can lead you to where you belong.
Wanted to mention, Lord Hypnos still is slumbering in the crossroads. I tried dream vapors on him to no avail. Can you think of anything more potent, perhaps?
Well, I can think of how to make dream vapors more potent, sorcerers.
Is it
They
freezing a
practically
lot?
could rouse the dead. As for that
Weird.
dormant son of Nyx, who knows?
Huh.
Little harm in trying.
Thank you, Lady Medea.
Ascion Kataski.
Thank you. Just a few pylons to go. the shades. Need a target. Be again at peace. No mistakes. Heracles.
You blasted gods and goddesses are all alike. Earn your keep. You are dare! Truly a feat.
Have you had any run-ins with the Titan Prometheus while on Olympus recently? He seems to be the one leading the assault forces besieging your family's home.
Is he now? That's rich. Wasn't he supposed to be tied up on some mountain someplace else, getting picked apart?
How do you not know he's free? You should be hunting him, not this fodder. Who's setting your objectives?
My orders come directly from the King and Queen. If you've any concerns with how I'm carrying out my work, just go complain to them. Go on, Witch.
We've got more Titan bombs than we figured in. If Gramps could get Prometheus to take a side, who only knows what else? Ruffled a lot of feathers, haven't we?
Little spring in my step. Oh, good. They're trying to slow me down. No mercy for servants of the Titan. Need to recharge. You chose the wrong side.
What happened to all your lifeblood? That's precious stuff. Yet you've gone spilling it about, then have the nerve to thus present yourself to me.
Ah, that would have gone in had they not.
And also had spikes, so if it didn't pause, you would have gone in.
That's something.
No! No! I kinda let that happen, though. Watch this.
The barrier's down. The shrines of Lord Hermes that I've seen around the surface. I noticed they take offerings of gold as well. I take it the two of you are back in business then? Then may business be good.
Across the river Acheron, the underworld boatman travels between realms, through hidden borders, unseen as a shadow in the dark.
Is there anywhere Lord Charon cannot row? Here, fishy. Victory. What a ribeye. So what does Kronos offer you exactly for these ineffectual attempts to bar my passage?
Don't see how that's any of your business, meat. You're the one barging into my turf, making a fuss in my town. Falls on me to keep things nice and orderly.
Ephira is not your town. Unless that was your arrangement with the Titan, though the city wasn't his to give away. In any case, ready to earn your nightly keep.
Oh, you don't know the next thing about my arrangement.
Yeah!
I always take my pay up front. But with you here, I get a little bonus. That's right.
Oof. Oof.
Mess with my sheep, I mess with you.
Huh?
You're nothing but a morsel to a peckish Cyclops girl.
Oof.
Oh, barely escaped from him.
Approach, witch. You who ventured into my abode shall suffer an eternity of torment for what you have done. Unless, of course, you are prepared to grant my dying wish.
Forgive my insolent spirit and name your price. I am prepared to do your bidding. Within reason, anyway.
Then swear to me that you shall do my bidding now. Specifically,
I haven't worked out the dying wish part yet. Ask you to fetch my lover's bones? Something like that?
Just keep me posted.
Gotta go.
Oh, I missed it! Oh!
No spikies for you.
Hey, now that the taverna's back, how about I treat you to a bit of the ambrosia of the gods? You have my word, it's good.
No.
I guess I'm not in the middle of anything, and since you did give me your word... You know what? I'm in. Considered a delicacy, that figures. Kind of a weird consistency. Are you supposed to drink this stuff or eat it?
You're mainly just supposed to savor it with friends. I agree it's a bit unusual, but then it's intended for extraordinary circumstances.
Yeah? What makes this so extraordinary? We're just lounging around. Not in the tent, which granted isn't normal in my case, but still.
It's ours to decide what's special, don't you think? Yes, we see each other night in and night out, but we have never shared a fancy bottle like this, just the two of us.
I guess I see your point, but bit of a paradox or something, right? Ambrosia's meant for extraordinary events, but it's the ambrosia itself making things unnaturally festive.
Supernaturally, even. My skin, it's beginning to crawl, as though something is here with us. Oh, gods.
The gods themselves shall quake with fear, the likes of which your frail consciousness shall never comprehend.
Alright, so then Ambrosia's not that bad. I gotta go unwind, but that was fun.
Do it, Dora. We can make things better.
Or we can just mess with things.
Gas spikes.
What are you looking at?
No.
Such a mess.
Speaking as someone with no small experience starting wars, I gotta say, just because I'm not working for Kronos, doesn't mean I don't respect what he's been able to achieve.
Eris, that was one of the worst sentences I think I've ever heard.
No.
Go look at what he's done, objectively, and tell me I'm wrong.
No, thank you.
Yeah. Very nice. Looks like backup has arrived.
Hail, sister.
Sister Selene.
Our cycle soon is to begin again, but for the moment, I must take my rest.
One further secret of the Oath of the Unseen I shall reveal now. When you feel suitably prepared, consider this. Then perhaps we shall clash under a new set of circumstances.
Secret to the Vow of Rivals.
Your dreams have troubled you again, I see, despite your brave attempts to conceal it.
I can manage them, Headmistress. It's Kronos. I now hear him, even when I'm still as death.
Then turn your nightmares into his. Your subconscious self is your greatest refuge. Let none there remain whom you do not permit.
I could make stronger dream vapors. Arms of night, draw out the riches of the earth.
'Tis done.
Got boxing gloves.
From sleep to waking dream and then beyond. So mote it be.
Hey now.
Nightmare on offer. Trade you. Don't have the bones.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Yes, well.
Your old adversary Polyphemus wanted me to give you a message on his behalf. Though, come to think, I'm uncertain what he wanted me to say. Perhaps just kick you savagely.
Sounds like the Cyclops that I used to know, all right. My crew and I, we were his captives for a while. And his food supply. I found a way to get us out of there, but it was ugly.
He calls you Nobody. How did he come to know you by that name?
Nobody took his eye, Goddess. I gave to him a name that wouldn't make a lick of sense when he called over to his mates for help. We had to try.
He has mates.
Perhaps not anymore.
Oh, no!
All right, Lord Hypnos. Let's give this a new attempt. We have to get you out of there. But first, breathe deep.
Oh.
The same dream as before. He's truly stuck. Not moved at all. Let's see if this works. I've something for you here. One. If you are dreaming even here, then I must ask if I could see into your psyche deeper still, Lord Hypnos. Whether you let me in is up to you, but once again, breathe deep. What? This is quite comfortable, really. Wait, there he is. Oh no, he's still asleep.
Yes, Spikes. Yes, Spikes.
Lord Hypnos? Lord Hypnos, can you hear me? Answer me. Anything? A twitch of the eye? Oh, come on, please.
Come here.
Oh, can't. I'm sleeping. He's dreaming about sleeping? Or about dreaming? This is beyond me still. How far has he descended? Good old Thanatos. Busy all time. His brother Thanatos. Oh, blast. The dream's collapsing again. No. Oh, got farther that time, but how many dreams are you having? What if you're dreaming of death, perhaps? Sleep well for now, my lord. You'll flourish here.
We'll keep it safe.
All right, actually, it saved earlier, so I want to get off right now. And yeah, I'll catch you guys later.